Hello. Okay. So I don't have any presentation. So like all many FPOs falling left, right, and center. So my computer got crashed. So, I thought rather than speaking very broadly, I will speak about couple of specific case studies. So grassroots experiences, what exactly happened with FPOs. So in totality, we promoted 28 FPOs, and in terms of diversity, we have FPOs in all types of geographies. So we have in rain-fed areas, we have in irrigated areas, we have in flood-affected areas. So the areas where the villages are submerged for 6 months in a year. So North Bihar kind of geographies. So so that kind of geographies, we have all kind of farmers. So very subsistence farmers, large farmers, medium scale farmers. We have cash crop growing farmers. We have millets farmers. We also have purely livestock farmers with whom we are working. So that kind of diversity, we have purely 100% men-owned FPOs. We also have other extreme of 100% women-owned FPOs, and there are mixed FPOs in between. So these kind of diversities are there in FPOs. So I will talk about only two case studies. One is around a livestock FPO owned by 100% owned by women. So there was this SHGs and SHG Federation which was working in tribal areas of Madhya Pradesh, and they were doing in terms of like SHG operations, they were doing like excellent work. So and APMAS was associated with us in the past, and they helped us in terms of like SHGs and federations. So one fine day, NABARD people came to us and they said that you need to take FPO project from us. So and we were like no, we already have FPOs and we are struggling with it. So why to form new FPOs? So then our people found out the shortcut that we have already have a federation, and they have very good livelihood activity in terms of goat rearing. So why don't we build on that activity and just register these women as FPO? So we had SHGs ready, we had women ready, we had livestock groups on the ground.
Goat also ready.
Goats also ready, everything ready. In fact, we had paravets ready, women paravets who were known as like Pashu Sakhis. So these services were already there, like on the production side. So we thought, why don't we register them as FPO? So with this, whatever 5-6 lakh rupees NABARD gave us, we registered them as FPO. And so what has happened is, over the period of time, this has really come out as very good producer company. So now they have their separate office, their board of directors. So many of these Pashu Sakhis themselves are part of board. Okay, and these Pashu Sakhis, what they do is they take inputs from the FPO in terms of dewormers, vaccines, feed, so that kind of inputs, and they supply to their members. So they provide deworming services, they provide vaccination services, they provide castration, they provide feed services. So these are like input services, and they take some margin out of this. So some margin goes to FPO, some margin goes to Pashu Sakhis. And because of these services, the mortality rate in goat, which was as high as around 40%, it has come down to 5 to 6%. Now they have expanded to backyard poultry. So again same model. So they take vaccines from the FPO office. So FPO has a refrigerator, they stock medicines and all these things, and they provide the services to poultry rearing SHG members. And if we know all the tribal marginal farmers, so they are like mixed farmers. They have 1 acre of land, 5-6 backyard poultry, 5-6 goats. So that kind of profile of household. So in a way, they are providing services to goats as well as poultry. Now they have reached a level where they thought, why don't they intervene on the market side? So so initially they did very simple thing. They just provided weighing machines to these self-help groups. so that women just know that what is the weight of my goat and what rate it should sell in the market. And they tried organizing informal hearts where they invite traders, they sell, they weigh the goats and they just sell, and in between, I mean, they do not, the price difference is not that great, but in a way the weighing is fair. So in that way they are gaining. Okay. And this whole operation, it does not count on the FPO balance sheet, but the value is huge. Like they are just facilitating the buyer and seller, but and they are also, like FPO is also gaining some margin in between, 100 rupees per goat. So whoever brings their goat in the heart, the FPO charges 100 rupees for each of the goat which is sold through their efforts. So in a way they are getting just margin, but the turnover is not coming on the balance sheet. So that is one thing, and that was working really fine. One fine day someone gave the idea that the goats sell at very high rate in Eid market. So why don't FPO just aggregate the goat and take it to some large market like Indore or Hyderabad, where the Bakri Eid par jo hai, you can get a lot more rate than what you are getting. So last year actually our team tried that. So what they did was, maybe they purchased around 150 bucks, very good quality bucks from the villages, and so what they did was they provided advance money to their FPO members that we will pick up the animal just before the Eid, but this is reserved for us. So we will take these goats to the Indore market or wherever we want to take. So on the D day when these goats were to be taken to Indore, so they aggregated all, took out a big truck and went to Indore. Unfortunately, it rained so heavily for 1 week that not a single trader who used to come from Kashmir to Hyderabad to Mumbai, none of them came to Indore market last year. So it was such a flooding situation, okay, everywhere. So in fact, so I think it was a stock of around 15 lakh rupees and they could realize only 12 lakh rupees. So on a single day, they had to incur a loss of 3 lakh rupees on these bucks. Okay. So
in a best case scenario, what would have been?
So in a best case scenario, they could have easily gained 50%.
On 15, okay, they could have got 7.5 lakhs.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, so that was a learning in itself. But what I want to say is, this is one of the, this is only bad experience they have till now. Otherwise, they really have like nice experiences. But in terms of two things, we are talking about equity, membership, bank linkages, financial linkages, value chains, everything. But no one is talking about the member himself or herself. So whether the income level has gone up for the member. So that kind of insights are still not available anywhere. We have insights on FPO, that what is the turnover of FPO, what is the profitability of FPO, what are the products, what is the branding, what are the value chains. But we hardly have any insight on what is happening with members. In this particular case, because we have data and everything, we clearly knows that within 3 years, the asset size per farmer or per household has doubled. So each of the women were holding 4.5, so on an average the herd size was 4.5. Now it has gone up to 10.
Goats,
yes, number of goats. So in a way, the direct assets which are owned by women, it has gone doubled just because the input services like deworming, vaccinations, castrations, and some management practices, sheltering, breeding, all these things. The asset side has gone up. At the baseline, they were selling only one animal per annum. So one good quality buck of 5,000 to 6,000 per annum. Now they are selling 2 animals per annum. So in a way, their overall income might not have doubled, but from this particular activity, we are pretty sure that their income has doubled and the stock size has doubled. So this is, one of the case study. There are many interesting things happen in between, like in terms of value and value addition and value chains of goats. So our team did very, the FPO and our team and this Pashu Sakhis, they did very interesting thing, like rather than going for very big consultancy, कि जाओ और value chain का study करके लाओ. So they themselves did some going to market and all these things. But very interesting thing they did was, with a veterinary doctor and one butcher, they got a buck slaughtered in everyone's, I mean there was a big gathering of women, and after slaughtering the animal, they just segregated out each and every part of buck. So like the bones, blood, skin, meat, everything. They weighed it, literally weighed it. Blood कितना है, bones कितनी है, ये कितना है, ये कितना है, intestine कितना है, उसका liver कितना है, ठीक है? And they valued it, that how much is the value. It comes out that if you really go for this kind of segregation, the value becomes double. And they actually went for putting up a meat shop in the local heart. Okay. So it was running really good. Okay. Only thing is, all local traders and butchers, one fine day they came to their FPO office. It was like very heated thing. But then women decided that no, it's not right time to continue. But I mean, in a way, the value was just double. Only thing is this local dynamics, they could not handle and we could not handle. But otherwise, no, the direct meat shops in the local area is not selling to any institutional buyer or anyone, but it can double. So this is one case study. The another interesting thing is, we have a large program around organic cotton in MP. So 7,000 farmers, organic cotton. These are certified, very good donor, helping us for training of farmers, organic inputs, everything. So only market side I will touch, I will not touch anything else. So till last year, these 7,000 organic farmers, they were selling cotton to a Indore based company, Pratibha Syntex. They are textile company, but they were not offering any premium. Okay. So, but only good thing is, they were offering upfront payment to FPO, and FPO was supposed to purchase from the farmers. Okay. So that was really good arrangement. Like, no, the company is giving you advance money, FPO can purchase from the farmers at the market rate, and FPO will get around 100 rupees per quintal as the margin. And the value addition for farmer was, the weighing of cotton was fair because it was done by FPO, and the stock was purchased from the doorstep. So that was the value addition for farmers. Farmers were happy because they were getting cash money. But no, in all our wisdom, no, our donors and no, many people said that no, it's organic. Why you are selling at conventional rate? So you should charge premium. So last year our FPO got in agreement with a very big brand. Okay, so they are like #1 textile company in the world. Okay, so they are retail fashion chain. Okay, so what they did was, so these big brands, they have many value chain players. So they don't have any direct control over their own value chain partners, right? So there is brand, then there is some textile company, then spinner, then jeaner, and all these things. Okay. So they have these partners. So in the agreement, everyone was there. Jeaner was also there, spinner was also there, and this brand was also there, and FPO was also there. So the jeaner said that I will give advance money to FPO. FPO will purchase, supply it to me. And the brand said that as soon as I get the stock, I will pay 14% premium to FPO. So on paper it looked like a dream project. So FPO will get advance money, farmers will get 14% premium for their organic cotton. There is no risk, FPO need not to borrow from the market because they were getting advance money. So it was like very dream. So first truck, so FPO said that okay, we are ready with stock, just give us the advance money. अरे यार अपना इतना बड़ा बिजनेस करने वाले एक ट्रक भेज दो कल वल डाल देंगे. So in all naivety of farmers and BODs and CEO, they sent one truck to Gujarat with organic cotton, without getting the advance money. Their person came there to test the cotton. They said, okay, it is 5,100 rupees per quintal kind of quality. Okay, 5,100 is good money. Plus we will get 14% anyway. So they sent the truck. When the truck came to jeaner's doorstep, the jeaner said that it is 3,900 rupees. So when the tribal farmers from Madhya Pradesh sent truck here, the Giner is saying that 3900. So if you add 3900 plus 14% premium, then also they are not going anywhere, because in the market it is 5,000 rupees, 5,200 rupees per quintal. Okay. So in a way there was no other option. Okay. They had to take back that stock to a local APMC in MP, and there they could sell at 5,000 rupees. Okay. The same stock, everything. Okay. So in that way, that partnership was not going anywhere. Okay. Again, that brand was very interested. I want to pay 14% premium. If you can supply through any other value chain partners, I will purchase. So then our FPO got in touch with a local Giner. But in that way, FPO had to put their own money, right? So they did not have 1 crore rupees kind of working capital. So what they did was, they collected all share capital, plus they took 20 lakh rupees from the SHG Federation. They took around 20 lakh rupees from a local Giner. That is how they managed around 70 lakh rupees. And they got it gened for themselves from a local Giner. Now they are trying to find out a partner who can be in between that brand and this Giner.
I'll have to interrupt now, huh?
Yeah.
Because we have one more speaker.
Yeah. So
well, the story is fascinating, and
correct.
This can go on.
So this is.
You can just wind up.
Yeah. This is the last thing. So the stock worth 65 lakh rupees of this gened organic cotton is still lying there. Okay. 65 lakh rupees. Okay. Still there. Only yesterday we could find out a partner who is ready to pick up the stock at the rate we want to give it to them, right? So in a way, it's really what I want to say, the partnership with very big partners and institutional partners may not always be very good idea. Like they always try and exploit. Okay. So and now we got to know that why they were not interested in picking up. So they were waiting for they were delaying very purposefully, because the international rate of cotton is going down every day. Okay. So they wanted abhi rakhe raho, 1 mahine baad le lenge, 2 mahine baad le lenge. But the story behind that is they want to delay the procurement so that prices can go down. It can be very competitive or cheap for them. So in a way, partnership with biggest of the brands may not help FPOs. Thank you.
Thank you so much.